Listen up, cluckheads.
You're listening to Whiskey and Whine
With Rooster and
The Madman, where we talk about common sense, current events,
the Constitution and
morals, while comparing drinks of yesteryear to drinks of today.
So sit back, relax, leave us a comment.
Here comes Whiskey and Whine. Nope, I'm not allowed. I was already told by the Mad Hen, so you just go.
That's right. You're not allowed to
Go.
You let me
Episode 21,
So,
go.
welcome back, cluckheads. You listen to Whiskey and Wine, the Rooster and the Madman. You know who we are. You know what we do.
Common sense, current events, the Constitution, and morals.
Yeah,
She's in the room, so there's
our moral consciousness is live with us.
Our moral consciousness is always live right here with us.
Not that we wouldn't normally have morals, but now they're up front. So
Yeah, they moved up from the back.
yeah, it's a weird deal sometimes.
See, I was that kid that I was always trying to sit at the back of the bus. We have Bucky here.
We got a special guest. His name is Bucky today, and he's protecting us from.
He's protecting us from everything that's outside. So you may hear a few Bucky comments here and there.
Yeah, you can't have the guy bringing food and not have him go nuts. So
yeah, you can't have the guy dropping off tacos and
So let's talk about booze, man. I mean,
let's talk about some of this. So this is going to be our
booze,
last
baby.
one before the Tournament of Fermentation.
Tournament of Fermentation.
So that we do our
one.
non-alcoholic one.
Yeah, because we were at 21 episodes in.
We are. And
21.
the Overlord hasn't kicked us off, and neither has anybody else. So, let's just keep this show right on.
As long as we keep hanging with people in that same moral category we got going, we should be in good shape.
All right. So, I don't even know where you found this, but
I can tell you real quick.
Okay.
Before we talk about what it is, I found this at Goody Goody Liquor, the very last end shelf of American whiskey on the floor.
So you found this is the cheapest.
There is nothing cheaper per ounce in Goody Goody whiskey and American whiskeys than this bad boy right here.
And the bad boy we're talking about is Kentucky Tavern.
Yeah.
Special Reserve.
Yeah, the Special Reserve, it frightens me a little bit sometimes.
Now here's what frightens me. It states, now the label's very nice.
It was a nice label for being really low end.
But here's what always scares me. Bourbon whiskey with dun 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 natural flavors.
Yeah, that's garbage is a natural flavor too.
Yeah.
So,
Oh my God,
my dog likes it though. I mean,
he always walks funny afterwards, but he likes it.
But yeah, I mean, the really weird thing too is I looked online and they have it in more than one size bottle. They do a 750 milliliter bottle, and then they do this big bad boy. But my location only carries the one size bottle.
This is like a gallon.
Yeah, it's 1.75 liters.
Wow.
So if you think about our normal large bottles of 750 milliliters, this is more than double that.
What did you pay for this?
$15.99 with given inflation increases.
Oh, this is nothing but bad.
Yeah, I figure if we don't like it, we can just use it in place of gasoline.
Have you noticed?
The same price.
Is it? Yeah. This is a half a gallon almost.
Yeah.
Matt Ham was giving us the accurate.
Yeah, she saw the look on my face and knows I don't know things like
math and
whatever.
Here's what I'm concerned about. Look at the color on this, even in the bottle. Now,
it's frightening.
I'm going to flip it up. The bottle is clear. This looks like it's already mixed with a Coke or something.
Yeah, it's frightening. It looks like a 2 liter of flat soda. It's supposed to be whiskey.
Hey, but you know
not
what?
Bourbon. Whiskey.
But you know what you can do with this?
Yeah, I mean, it is fine grade plastic.
This is SeaWorld friendly.
Yeah. And being almost a half gallon in a survival situation, you could, I don't know, store your water in it, club a small animal. I'm not real sure.
That baby seal never saw it coming.
Yeah. We don't condone, by the way, Whiskey Wine doesn't condone clubbing of baby seals.
No, but if I ever opened my own...
We wait till they get grown-ups.
Exactly. If I ever opened my own club, I'd call it the Baby Seal Club.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like it. Yeah, and have the best prices and say nobody can beat them.
Always give bands the best payout because nobody's going to beat us.
Exactly.
All right, so here we go.
I'm scared of this one because, I mean, I know we're describing the color, but I've never seen a whiskey this dark brown. It's almost burnt motor oil.
There was absolutely no clicking whenever that came off, really.
Okay. They probably don't bother sealing it.
What do we think? Is it going to have the spill proof thing?
I say yes on the spill proof.
I'll say yes.
I say yes.
Mad Hen says no. It's got the spill proof.
I mean, one thing we've got to know on this show is the most low-end stuff you can find always has that little spill-proof spout thing on there.
Okay. So here we go. Time for the Sleepy Joe Uncle.
Yeah, go ahead. Give it
Uncle Biden sniff test.
Give it that sniff around.
Okay, now that's surprising.
Oh, yeah.
That is surprising.
Surprising good or surprising?
Well, you didn't see me start hacking up a lung.
Wow,
it smells almost sweet.
Yeah, it doesn't smell like Kentucky Deluxe did.
Definitely did not smell like McCormick.
No.
Okay, we're going to the top of the ice. Here we go.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
You got more ice.
I got more ice, so don't go to the top of the ice.
No, you're getting to the top of the ice.
All right. Thank you, sir.
All right. So the color
changes when it hits the ice.
That concerns me.
Yeah, because it's a clear bottle. It's not like that Woodbridge crap where we're like, hey, it was the bottle that had the color on it.
And these are the clear glasses that we have.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm using 2 of the acid etched glasses from. Hey, what's up, Bucky? I'm using 2 of the acid etched glasses from Gifted Chicken. When you can find them on the website at giftedchicken.com.
Yes, you can in the home decor section.
Okay. Well,
still not a bad smell.
It's not a bad smell.
All right.
So what's this other one you got over her?
So this was my go-to for quite a while, and before I found the wonders of Bent Distillery downtown Louisville. But no, this is
the one that's in downtown Louisville.
Yes,
that's homemade right here in North Texas.
Right here in North Texas. But this one is a great whiskey too, so I'm not trying to badmouth it. This was, like I said, this was my go-to for whiskey. Besides that,
that bottle is pimp.
Yeah, it is the coolest bottle you're going to find in the liquor store, in my opinion. It's 10-cup whiskey out of Colorado. I don't know which distillery they came from, but I think the stuff I found on that one is it was a couple of the chief distillers, kind of split off from one of the major distilleries and went and started their own deal out in Colorado.
Gotcha.
And this is the most pimp bottle you're ever going to find. And it really is cool because it comes with this screw top shot glass. And it screws on so you don't lose it while you're backpacking through the Rocky Mountains or anything like that.
It actually has the elevation of Denver, of their distillery.
Yeah, it's got
5,650.
Every side of that bottle, because it's a multi-sided bottle, every side of that bottle has got something different on it. And it's
maybe it's pure Rocky Mountain water.
It's just really cool.
This cap is awesome.
Yeah,
it's
cap.
A little 10-cup
and you don't even need the cap, but it's just a great way to get a little shot in here and there if you need it. So,
it's a shot glass.
Yeah, go ahead and unscrew it.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And then it's got a real cork.
It does.
Yeah, so it's got a real cork. See if we can get the cork sound going on here. So, yeah, it's a nice cork. It's a synthetic cork. It's got like a rubber stopper on the end of it.
You can't
do the good old Biden snifferoo here.
The snifferoo.
Yeah, it smells like whiskey. It smells like what a whiskey should smell like.
That smells really good, though.
Yeah. And the color is the awesome.
Drastically different.
Yeah, the color is that amber that you're expecting out of a whiskey, unlike this Kentucky Tavern, which is like, it's dark brown. It's like a UPS uniform. It's really weird.
You know what? It looks like really weak coffee.
Yeah, I guess that's a good one right there. Or like Red Diamond iced tea or something in the gallon. But yes, I mean, it's a much smaller bottle. I mean, because we're back to our standard 750 milliliter big bottle.
How much you pay for this one?
So this one is, I think, right now on sale for $25.99.
Gotcha.
Or $24.99.
So this one I noticed was it was like a weird number. It was like 4284 proof.
Yeah, instead of being the 4080.
What's the Kentucky Tavern?
I believe it was.
It is 4080.
Yeah, it's 4080.
Yeah, so it's 4080.
Yeah, but the Kentucky Tavern does have a 800 number on it in case you have
some
type of problem that you need to get sorted out.
So just to let y'all know, after the show, We will be calling the 800 number. And then we'll talk about it at the Tournament of Fermentation. I wrote down that this is actually made by Sazerac.
Yeah, I don't
It has
know
a Sazerac website
It's
address.
Kentucky. Well, here's what concerns me on it. Kentucky Tavern is a whiskey, but again, I thought Kentucky was known for bourbon, not whiskey. And it seems every time it's a low end out of Kentucky, it's a whiskey
So
or
is
it's
this
that skull.
Is this
that
an
we have.
EY or a Y?
This is the EY. So
This is the EY.
Yeah, it's the EY. But I mean, do we talk about the nice plastic bottle that comes in? I mean, it's a half a gallon, and it won't break.
You can take it and watch the dolphin
Yeah,
show
you
at
can go out there to
SeaWorld.
SeaWorld, but you know what? Have a very large family to
Yes.
take this one with you.
Yeah.
And it's going to need to be in a backpack. You can't sit this
No,
in a purse or something
This
like
is
that.
this isn't going in your little flask.
Yeah, this is...
I'll tell you what. Go ahead and pour up
Yeah,
some
let's
of
get
some of the
poured
tin
here.
cup. Let's do a side by side comparison on this. So what's funny is that just comparing the two side by side, somehow the Kentucky Tavern had changed colors, and it looks almost like an iced tea in this.
Yeah.
This looks almost like a honey color.
Yeah, but it's not far off from where it was, where the
No.
Kentucky Tavern is very different
It's
in the color.
drastically different.
But I mean, it's all good. It's all good. So
All right.
it's whiskey and wine, so why not do whiskey, right?
Especially the one right before the Tournament of Fermentation.
Yeah. So
all right. So let's clink some glasses here before we jump into our
yeah,
first
we
topic.
do the low end, of course. That's how
Do
we're going to
this
start
low
off.
end. Here's the Mad Hens over here. Let's
All right.
back there we go.
Super duper. Super duper.
Super duper.
Super duper.
Let's take a sip of this.
Oh, I'm a little scared.
That is weird.
Yeah. It's
The Mad Hen just said. Did she just say cough syrup?
yeah, I'm gonna have to agree. It's if I was going to mix sugar into rubbing alcohol, I think this is.
It doesn't really have a distinct
But
taste.
there's no real burn either. I mean,
No.
it's really weak tasting. It just tastes sweet. It doesn't taste like
I'm concerned.
a whiskey. So
All right. Well,
I'm getting a hint of coconut for some reason.
is it because you were at the Dungeons house recording some
Oh,
commercials?
that could be it right there.
Getting an aftertaste of some of that 100% all natural Dungeon oil.
Yeah, it's weird. It's not Kentucky Deluxe lightning bad. It's just it's odd.
And it's definitely not McCormick bad.
Yeah, this would be something definitely that if you're doing some whiskey and cokes,
No.
you're going to get a
No.
really sweet whiskey and coke on that.
No. No, not at all. If I'm going to mix something and get something that sweet, I want to mix like a honey.
All right.
This is just weird.
It is weird. It is
All
weird.
right, so we're going to go with the first comment.
Yeah, speaking of weird,
Speaking of weird, so one of the first things that we got some messages on, got the timer pulled up. You want to start this one or you want me to?
yeah. So I'll go ahead and start it. So
The timer has started.
So Joe Biden is obviously still back in the news. My personal opinion is trying to deflect the Afghanistan thing, but that's not
Oh,
the
wait
topic.
a minute. So he's not in the news for Afghanistan?
No. So this is a whole new deflection just to take a bunch of people off.
Gotcha.
So what this one is so now he's just come straight out of left field. No one saw this. I mean, I didn't see any hint of any of this coming. So he's now got a new executive action because why legislate something when the majority of Congress is Democrat and you control all the houses?
There it is.
Yeah.
It just hit.
Yeah.
Did you just get it too?
Yeah, it's not good.
It's not good.
It's not good. It's not the worst, but it's not good. But anyway, so back to the executive action. So he's he's on another tear trying to set a record for executive action. But this one he needs to deflect from Afghanistan. So he is doing a vaccine mandate by executive action. Now he would lose horribly in the courts if he was to say all Americans have to have it, no ifs, ands, or buts. So what he's done instead is he's kind of doing his Joe Biden sniff around, kind of thing where he grabs a hold of you and you don't expect it.
Rubbing those hairy
Yeah.
legs by the
Get
pool.
that hairy leg, I think Corn Pop might have been involved in this executive action. Anyways, so if you have more than 100 employees, you are now required. All employees are required to have the vaccine mandate. So they're making the employer responsible for this. And that comes with, you got to pay them their time off to go get the vaccine. There's a $14,000 fine if they don't have it.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So there's a $14,000 fine?
Yeah.
per incident.
Per incident.
Okay, so let me just make sure I'm getting this straight. You own a company of 100 people, and 10 of them, even if it's for medical reasons, because I read the thing where you said no exceptions. So 10 of them have medical reasons why they can't have it, correct?
Yes.
So you have to give them the time off to go get it.
You have to pay them their time off to go get
and
it.
pay them their time
Correct.
off. But if the doctor still says no, for medical reasons, you can't get it, then if they show up back to work, then now that company has to pay $140,000 per incident?
Correct. If it's on all 10 employees.
So then if on day 2 shows up, does that mean that it's another $140,000?
Yeah, and what we don't have is the details of how often are they going to audit or check for incidents on that one. So theoretically, yes, every day they don't have it, you could be responsible for $14,000 fine per employee.
If they show back up to work.
Yeah, and the no exception thing is scary because it's clear it stated no exceptions.
So that means that if you have, just for the easy number, 100 employees, that $140,000 could bankrupt you.
Yes, if you're like everybody else coming out of this pandemic, unless you're Amazon or Walmart or any of the people that were allowed to be open during the pandemic, you're right there on the margins, or you're suffering, in the loss category. Either way, if you're just on the margin,
you're still in the red.
Yeah, it's even with 100 employees, $140,000 fine would decimate you. So now you're gonna have to start letting people go. And that's the other thing is that now you can terminate employees for not having the vaccine.
But wait a second. What about my body, my choice?
Doesn't count in this scenario.
Huh.
Yeah, it's really weird when it counts and when it doesn't count.
So, if I make a valid and medical reason why I shouldn't have taken the vaccine, it won't matter. I could still lose my job, lose my livelihood. If I was the president or CEO of a company, it could possibly go bankrupt because of all the fines.
Yes.
And that's perfectly okay.
Absolutely. That's what we want.
You know what? That makes perfect sense to me.
It's perfect sense. And then there's things
definitely
like
putting America first.
Yeah, he's increasing the fines on the airlines. And if you're a government contractor, so if you're under the employee rule and you have a government contract of any sort, then it still requires.
There's our time limit.
That's how you tell them. So it's gonna be. It's a great deflection from Afghanistan to tick people off.
There's our.
Yeah. Good times.
Good times.
Good times.
Good times.
Unlike Kentucky Tavern.
Especially, like.
I'm still drinking it, though.
I've taken a few more sips. It takes about 3 sips in, then all of a sudden it clicks in the back. And
I'm telling you, I'm tasting coconut for some reason, or I have a tumor. I don't know what's going on.
You're over here having
I might have had a stroke. I don't know, man.
Man, is it just me, or does this Kentucky Tavern taste like coconut and burnt toast?
Yeah.
No, Rooster, you're having a stroke.
It does have kind of a burnt toast taste to it.
And this is where we call 911.
Yeah, this is why there's an 800 number on it. So maybe it's like Return of the Living Dead, it causes zombies or something. I'm not real sure. But again, it's not the worst. I don't want to beat up on it. And it is the most cost-effective whiskey in all of Goody Goody.
So far, we have not wanted to pour it back in the bottle. So it still doesn't beat McCormick.
No, it's not. I don't want to pour it back in the bottle, but I don't want any more after this glass.
Oh, no, we're going to have to.
Well, all right.
Okay. Twisted your arm there.
Ow.
Oh, darn you.
Oh, that's horrible.
Oh, all right.
Oh, that's horrible.
It's horrible. I don't know if I should do this. Oh, my gosh.
That one burned a little bit.
All
right. So,
all right.
We go to another topic, or we want to try the other one?
We got to try the other one. So,
all right.
Let's go to this tin cup.
Tin cup. Here's the Colorado.
Here's the Mad Hens and all of ours. Get some clinkage going on. All
right.
Let's take a sip of this tin cup. That's infinitely better.
Yeah. Yeah, it tastes like whiskey. Tastes like a whiskey should.
That is way
that's
better.
A good whiskey.
For $25,
it's smooth, man. I mean,
that's really smooth.
Really
for
smooth
$25.
for $25.
I've tasted, like some of the, like the green labels of like Jack and like some of the other lower ends.
Well, this is a single malt, so it's already going to be better. So it's one barrel, kind of a deal.
Oh, and I did see that somewhere whenever I was trying to find some info on it that they were using number 3 charred barrels.
Yeah. And really, for a single malt at $25, I don't know. I've not had a better whiskey when it comes to the single malt.
Not for that price
Some blended
point.
whiskeys, I've had some really good ones at $25. For single malt, though,
no,
I don't think anybody's doing a better job than that.
I think that most time good single malts that I've even tasted has started about $38.
Yeah, they're
$40.
usually way more expensive. So,
This is a single malt I'd buy for 20.
yeah,
what,
it's a
what's
great deal.
$26,
Now it gets
$25?
super expensive. Like I think there's a green label one that's like 15 or 16, and then
So then this is the blue label. And
well,
there's
then
probably
they have
like
another. They have a higher end one that's
is it like a red or a white label or something?
yeah, and then there's a black label one that comes with a black cup, and it's around $55 for 750 milliliters.
So what you're saying is that's going to be one of the ones that we're going to test.
Yeah, it just keeps going up as far as their
We'll
their
test
quality
that
goes,
one at some
but-
time. You know what we could do just to shake things up and to give our livers a break. Before the next tournament of fermentation, we could compare a high end to a high end.
We could, or we could just do the 10 cup on this one versus the high end 10 cup.
Decisions.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much alcohol, so few days in the
that's
lifetime.
providing we make it to the next.
It depends. I don't know what the liver's going to do because we are doing a lot of low
Yeah.
ends.
All right, so let's go into number 2. We're gonna start this off with where in the world is Kamala Harris? Let me tell you, I looked over all the satellite images of the border, and guess where she isn't?
At the border.
You are correct.
That's weird. But it's weird because no one's seen her for over 2 weeks since the whole Afghan, because she comes out, she does this thing, says, I was the last one in the room. And then the whole Afghanistan thing goes south, and ain't nobody seen or heard from her since then.
But she is in California.
Well, that's where she's from. Maybe she's been hiding in California.
No, Rooster. That doesn't make sense. We've got to go out there and get the vice president of the nation involved with the recall count for Governor Newsome at the state level.
Someone's got to try to save that Joker's job because he sure as hell not doing it.
He is not.
Yeah, his decision cost him that job. So, but you know what? I pick on her all the time. I'll let you. Yeah, what do you want to say about her on this one? So, because I'm always beating the woman up.
You know, one of my favorite TV shows of all time is Parks and Rec. And there's this guy on there named John Ralphio. And one of my favorite episodes is whenever he's talking about his sister and he goes, she's the worst. No, seriously, she's the worst. That's how I feel about this.
Yeah.
And if you look, not just with the Afghanistan debacle, but the approval numbers has slowly started going down. It was still staying right around that 50% mark, but they started declining. Since Afghanistan, it's slowly been coming down. And the last time that I read, only 2 other presidents at this point in their term had reached this approval rating. One was Jimmy Carter. 2 was President Trump at 37% at this mark. And then now is the Biden administration also at 37% at this mark. And with all of those, guess who has been ranked as the worst vice president?
Would it be Kamala Harris?
Ding, 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 ding.
Sweet. Hey,
again, you are correct.
Did she have the big hat on? Is she at least when she made an appearance out there? Because she was in California. Well, I guess, technically in California, she's on a border. It's, the border of the Pacific Ocean.
Well, that's where she was.
Oakland, right? So,
I mean, she was at the border of the ocean.
I heard you could hear her cackling from Los Angeles. So, speaking of Los Angeles and Governor Newsome on that one, that's a perfect little segue into that whole recall thing with Larry Elder. So,
did you see the footage?
Dude, it was bad. So there's a video out there right now, and it's disturbing that, for some reason it wasn't coined as racist in mainstream media. So, for those of you unfamiliar, Larry Elder is the Republican candidate who's kind of leading the way right now, and looks like it's going to be him.
But now, with that being said, I could care less. I could not care less. Let me phrase it the correct way. If he was Republican or Democrat or independent libertarian, what happened was wrong.
Shameful.
It was shameful, and it was wrong.
So Larry Elder is an African American. And so he's down in Los Angeles, and he's touring a homeless encampment out there, doing a little march through there, just kind of a little rally thing, if you will, kind of get meet and greet people, see what the real issues are in California, because they have a huge homeless problem out there. And so he was greeted with people throwing eggs at him. And
that's how I always like to be.
The
creative.
white woman that was throwing eggs at him was wearing what had to be the darkest blackface gorilla mask I've ever seen. It's like they painted it extra black.
How is that not a hate crime?
While she was throwing eggs, and then she assaulted some people. I don't know. I mean, any other situation, that is absolutely a racist hate crime moment. But I guess if you're a Republican, it's just like, oh, well, they just have a difference of opinion. It's kind of a thing. The good news is I think that the police are now investigating it as a racist deal.
There's our timer.
Yeah, so.
There's our timer. All right.
But yeah, it was atrocious.
Man, I like this tin cup.
Yeah, the tin cup's great, man. It's for $25. I don't think you find a better whiskey at $25.
I'd be willing to say
single malt, that is.
No, I'd be willing to say that for $25 period, this is probably the best whiskey you could probably buy.
Yeah.
For a $7.50.
I like it better than the Gentleman Jack, which was a more expensive whiskey.
I do too.
And that is their high end at Jack. That's one of their higher end ones at Jack Daniels. So.
It's actually a lot smoother with a better flavor than the Gentleman
Correct.
Jack.
Yeah, it's completely mellow.
Dude, Rooster, this was a good call, man.
Yeah, I brought this for my personal stock. I mean, because it's one of those things I don't even have to go try to find it. It's one of those things
you
that I
brought
already
it from
drink.
the Roosters.
Yeah, I already drink it, so I mean, I know everything about it. I just decided to bring a treat.
So since the Madman hadn't drank it, you decided.
Correct.
We're going to break into the Roosters private reserve.
Yeah, exactly.
I like
now, I almost spent on the other one. I almost spent the extra $2 or $3, and that's coming in another one. So rest assured, I found a whiskey called Fighting Cock.
So is there like two guys with their pants down on the label?
I don't know. Sadly, it's really low end, so it very well could be. It was on the bottom shelf. It was about 2 feet to the left from the Kentucky Tavern.
I can just see the photographer. All right, so we're going to put this on a label. So you two guys, go ahead and unzip, and we're going to take a picture of it.
Yeah,
and then we're going to make a drawing of it, and we're going to call it Fighting Cock.
Yeah, this is it had a big old rooster on it, so I mean.
You mean roosters?
Yeah, it had a big rooster.
Oh, sorry, I took my mind. My mind was on OnlyFans and
yeah, no, the OnlyFans. They reversed that decision. I think we talked about that already.
I know that's why I was thinking about the Fighting Cocks.
Yeah, so
it's going to be my next business adventure.
Yeah, so I'm really digging. So I mean, I'm already going to say, well, we got to go back. We haven't gone back yet.
We haven't done the direct comparison.
Yeah, so I'm going to do the smell first.
I'm going to do the smells.
There's no smell
There's
to
no
the other
smell
one.
to the other one at all.
Yeah, when you smell Tin Cup and it's a whiskey that's a good whiskey, and then you go back to one of these cheap whiskeys, because I'm calling it cheap whiskey now. It doesn't even smell like whiskey. It smells like nothing at this point.
No.
Either that or COVID has kicked in and COVID in a bottle for $15.
You done got the Ligma variant?
Yeah, all right, so I'm going to sip from the Tin Cup real quick.
There was the...
It's warm in my tummy.
Oh.
Yeah, it sucks.
It's horrible.
Can't go back.
Nope.
Sucks. This tastes like watered down Coke. Like, have you ever had a Coke that's been sitting out there in your glass?
Okay, so what's funny is I was about to say is almost like if you were at the bar and you ordered a Jack and Coke.
Yeah.
And then you got to talking to your buddies or something like that, and then you drank it, and then you let the ice melt
Correct.
and stuff. That's what it tastes like.
That's exactly what it tastes like. So you just kind of like, I don't really want to order another drink, but I need to quench my thirst real quick before I get out of here.
Yeah,
So that's where we're at.
That's where we're at with that.
So
all right, so let's go into topic number 3 and finish off this cheap one. So the topic number 3, we're going to do a couple follow-ups.
Yeah.
And timer has started. So the first one, the Texas voting quorum.
Yeah, I mean, they had all those Democrats that fled here in the state of Texas, and enough came home with the warrants and everything that they came home and they were enough to do a quorum, and they got the vote done. So we now have new voting laws in the state of Texas. Abbott signed it yesterday. It's law. So we're going forward. We've got our voting laws like checking for ID, no 24-hour voting polling stations and things like that. So
as a part of that follow up, what happened to their warrants?
So I'm assuming they didn't talk about the people who did show up. I'm assuming their warrants were just kind of, show up here and we won't arrest you kind of thing, and that's how they got them home. I'm assuming. But the warrants for the people who haven't come back.
That's what I was about to say. You chose your words carefully because you said the ones that came back. So that means that there's some.
Yeah, the ones that are out are still standing because we still have more special sessions going. But they can't stop any votes now because now there's a warrant. So now they're just truly being fugitives. Just for the sake of being a fugitive.
Oh God!
Yeah, it's not good, man. Yeah. The trick again for any of our listeners out there, when you go high end to low end or mid range to low end, you can't go back to low end. You might have thought it was okay. It really is terrible. At this point.
Dude.
So we got half a gallon. We'll figure out what to do with. So I guess whoever's locked in the dungeon next is going to get that prickly on the inside bottle.
Oh.
I'm sorry, that's your line.
This is definitely prickly on the inside.
Yeah, so so this is definitely going to go over to Overlord HQ, I think, at this point.
You know what we need to do? We actually need to save this, and then we need to have the Overlord come in for the tournament of fermentation, and we need to give him a full glass of this before we start the show and see what he thinks. Yeah, that's just horrible, man.
That's bad.
All right, so
constitutional carry.
Constitutional carry. We had our first kill.
Yeah, we worried about or we weren't worried about. We questioned that on a few episodes back because we've been covering this from conception all the way through being voted law. Well, it's law now. We covered that in a couple episodes or last episode, I believe. And here we are, a week into it. We've already had our first shooting with it. It happened down in the Houston area.
There's no backlash on it.
No one's upset about it except maybe the guy who got shot in the face.
But now, correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't he flash his weapon?
Yeah, he walked up to a victim. He pulled his shirt up.
Air quote.
A victim. He walked up to this victim outside of a gas station, pulls up his shirt, flashes his gun, and says, "Give me, all your money," or "Hey, give me your money." It's a stick up. Yeah, I don't know what the exact terms were. We just
your money,
and he can't really give a quote because he got shot in the face.
In the face.
So. Other
Come
old
here,
boy
fat Jesus.
says, "Sure, no problem." Reaches in his pocket, he pulls out his own pistol and shoots him in the face.
Where'd he shoot him? In the face.
So yeah, it's kind of cool, man. I mean, not cool that someone got shot.
No,
but,
not somebody. That's not cool that somebody lost their life. But
the constitutional carry law showed exactly why we allow the law.
Yeah,
it's a guy protected himself.
And there's been no backlash, so we'll keep following up on that.
The next one is, just a quick reminder before we run out, because I know the timer's about to go off here. So
the 20th anniversary of 9/11. I don't know if you heard about this, but Biden has been uninvited to New York City.
Yeah, he's been asked to conditional uninvited, fork over all the info that you promised during your campaigning, and if you don't, you're not welcome here. And that is from the families and the first responders at the memorial. That's going to happen in New York City.
Because he did say that during his campaigning, is that he was going to release.
Yeah, and he's absolutely backtracked on that.
Yep. But, it's so sad that we're at the 20th anniversary. And for those of us that were old enough to remember, we can remember exactly what we were doing.
I watched
where
it
we
happen.
were. I watched the second plane hit. And what's funny is that January 6th is the darkest day in American history.
Yeah, that's not true at all. I mean, terrorists, taking thousands and thousands of lives versus a bunch of dudes who are angry about an election going single file through the development.
Oh, there's a timer.
There we go.
There's a timer. All right. So this isn't really a follow-up, but I want you to right quick talk about what you got going on with the DFW Ride for Kids.
Yeah, so this is an annual deal that we do. So with giftedchicken.com, for those who don't know that, I'm the owner and operator of giftedchicken.com.
For all your beard, bath, and body needs.
Your beard, bath, and body
right here in North Texas.
Veteran owned and operated right here in North Texas. It's not so much a shameless plug for the businesses. So the charity that I like to align my business with is one charity. I know there's a lot of great charities, but this is the one that we picked. It is DFW Ride for Kids. It's for pediatric brain cancer. It's all about children who have pediatric brain tumors, obviously. And we do a big biker rally, if you will. We do a ride. We call them the Stars. And they get to go out. We get guys come out there with sidecars and those side, I think the slingshots is what they call. And these kids get to go for a ride. Last year with COVID, Obviously, we didn't get to get it for the first time, so that was the first time they shut it down, and that was pretty terrible. But this year, we're going to have it, and again, with the Delta strain, so the stars are now not going to look like they're going to be able to come out there, but we're still going ahead with the fundraising and the rally, so you can look at it. You can check it on social media if you want to donate. I got it on my page.
This is
with
something really special to me,
with Gift Chick on Facebook.
Yeah.
So,
because a lot of people don't know that my sister was born with 4 brain tumors.
Okay.
And they didn't expect her to live past 4.
Yeah. I mean,
so this is something that's really special and really heartfelt for me as well.
Yeah, so I mean, these are things, and all the money's going to go to help in this situation. It's a great cause. They've been doing it for years. This year we had another little slight change. We're going to be at the Fort Worth Indian dealership. We can't do Texas Motor
Speedway.
Speedway.
You're not going to do Motor Speedway?
No, we're not doing Motor Speedway this year. I'm not getting into,
No, we're good
with that one. So, but we are going to be at Fort Worth Indian dealership. Those guys are great. Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
So they, so come on, check it out. Giftedchicken.com they're gonna have a booth out there. There's gonna be a lot of people that's gonna have it out there. I've already donated my most expensive gift set item as a raffle item, so you can do that. Now, these guys give away motorcycles. They give away all kinds. I mean, I think there's like 4 motorcycles up for grabs right now.
Politics aside, because so many of these kids are immune system compromising like that. If I read it correctly, that it is, you do have to have the vaccine before.
Well, yeah. So, but they've now pulled the kids, but they do ask that everybody have their vaccine. In a situation like that one. So, I mean, I'm not a big vaccine guy, but this is certainly something that would cause me to get my vaccine, just so I can continue to work with his organization, because they're a great organization. Larry Harmon, Amy Mays, Taylor Mays. These guys, these are the ones I deal with directly, and they do a great job. So.
Well, good
so
stuff.
Come out and see us. It's September 12th. It's going to be 9 a.m. to 12:45 p.m. That's the ride.
Is this Sunday?
Yeah, it's this Sunday at Fort Worth Indian Dealership. So come check it out.
Well, all right. That was episode 21. Next week we will do the Tournament of Fermentation, where we will compare the top ends and the bottom ends and figure out who's the biggest loser. And
we're going to be sober.
and we will be sober.
That one we do with the non-alcohol stuff, just so we can talk about it. And no politics. We take a break from politics.
So hopefully the Overlord will join us, and he will not be, because we're going to give him this.
No. We just, you and I will do the, take the break from the drinking. But everybody else, they can certainly partake with all the stuff that we've bought. Cause
you know what? Maybe we
have a ton of. Only sometimes the liquor makes it. Sometimes
maybe we can get Handyman Jack here and Booty Locks.
Yeah.
Ringmaster
himself.
So, thank y'all for tuning in. This has been episode 21 of Whiskey and Wine with the Rooster and the Madman. And remember, in a world full of chickens, they're rooster. You're listening to Whiskey and Wine. Thanks for tuning in to Whiskey and Wine with the Rooster and the Madman, where you can catch brand new episodes every Saturday at 4 p.m. on Deep Dallas Radio, Locked and Loaded with DJ Shane Dunn.
Special thanks to our sponsor, GiftedChicken.com, home to all your beard, bath, and body care needs. Veteran owner operator right here in North Texas. Remember to pick up a bottle of Overlord's Dungeon Oil. It's 100% all natural coconut oil.
Leaves you prickly on the insides.